the incident that happened earlier here today, we need the public's help and support. Again, it's an early investigation going on, and we ask for the public support. If anyone has any video evidence and or evidence for their phone or just witnessed the events, we ask them to call Area B3 detectives, or if you want to remain anonymous, call 1-800-494-TIPS. That's 1-800-494-TIPS, as well as you can call the Area B3 detectives at 617-343-4712. This morning's shooting is not related to the parade that occurred. This incident happened on the outskirts of it. Very early in the investigations, but it seems to potentially be maybe two groups having some type of altercation around that. And so, unfortunately, as a result of it being a large crime scene, we did stop the parade on Talbot Avenue, given the fact that it was a large crime scene and the fact that we had to gather up evidence. But the remainder of today's events will be going on, and we encourage, again, the public, if anyone was there, to actually to give us some help on this so we can investigate it. And more importantly, I just want to say to any bad actors who want to potentially come to any large gathering or crowd to do harm, that we have many officers out here, and we will absolutely do all we can to make sure that you are arrested for disturbing any kind of the public's peace whatsoever when it comes to these cultural events in our city. And so, again, we're asking for the public support on this one this morning, and we're going to have the mayor speak. Oh.
Caitlin?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Caitlin, spell your name for them.
Excuse me, Assistant District Attorney. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Thank you. Good morning. Spell my name. That's Caitlin Fitzgerald. From the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office. Good morning. What happened this morning was a tragedy. There are too many guns on our streets and our communities. The District Attorney's Office has prioritized fighting gun violence in our communities, and we're going to continue to do so. We're going to work hand in hand with the Boston Police on this investigation and do our best to make sure we don't see events like this again. Thank you.
Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you to the Boston Police and the Commissioner, as always, for his leadership, to the District Attorney for already a lot of hard work today and partnership, and of course our EMS and all of our first responders. It's always just heart-wrenching to hear that a treasured community event has been disrupted by acts of violence from those who had nothing to do with the event, and there's absolutely no excuse for something that is open to the community and part of Boston's culture and heritage to be talked about in this way because of the acts that were introduced. I'm so thankful to all of our first responders, and especially the Boston Police, who had a very strong presence there as they had planned and prepared for, and therefore, as you heard, were not only there to immediately get weapons off the street and make the arrests for holding those accountable and begin the investigation, but also to apply their training in saving lives and ensuring that on the medical side they would be taking care of those patients until EMS arrived quickly after that. And so it just shows the range of professionalism and work and just immediate action that is required on a day-to-day basis from all of our officers. We're so thankful that they are part of so many important city events, and today and the rest of the day is going to be a really wonderful celebration. You see not only our officers and partners out in full force, but community members, organizers, people from every generation coming out to celebrate. This is the 50th anniversary of the Carnival, and that's thanks to the incredible dedication and leadership of people like Miss Shirley Shillingford and so many organizers who have weathered not only ups and downs in terms of temperature and rain, but keeping this tradition going that is important for so many through very difficult moments of having the funds to keep it going and encouraging the new generation of members to get involved. And so I'm most of all thankful to Ms. Shillingford and the team for ensuring that Boston has one of the most vibrant and strongest carnival celebrations anywhere. We're going to have a great rest of the day and just want to thank them for 50 incredible years. And so now I'll pass it over to Ms. Shirley Shillingford.
Good morning to everyone. First, I want to say a very big thank you for the mayor to step up to the plate for Carnival, especially this year, and for addressing this issue. And I call him my darling commissioner, decided to have this press conference. First, I want to apologize for what took place this morning. We have no interest in having anything but peace among the universe. And so it was very, very difficult for me this morning to know that something occurred when we worked so hard, so incredibly hard, to put on something that is more a family-oriented event and peaceful. And I want to say that I thank the mayor and the commissioner for reiterating that that has nothing to do with our Caribbeaners or to do with the rest of the day. We want to embrace everyone, regardless of culture, class, creed, or ethnicity. And we want everyone to come out and really look at what we are presenting the rest of the day. Unfortunately, that happened. We have these lawless people who just look for events like this to come out and do their lawless behaviors. But thank you for embracing all of us as Caribbean people, and thank to everyone to understand that we do not support any kind of violence. So have a great, fabulous 50th celebration this afternoon from 1 to 5.
Can you spell your last name for us?
My name is Shillingford is the last name. You can't find it anywhere unless you go to the Caribbean. Shillingford.
Any questions?
Commissioner, was this a shootout between, you said it was two groups, but were they shooting across the street at each other?
So it's under investigation, and so we can't really get into particulars. That'll come out a little later, but it certainly weren't people who were part of the actual parade. I do want to add one other thing. There could be potentially, I'm sorry, there could be potentially another victim that might be out there that might have been grazed or something to that effect, and that is not reported currently right now. So I just want to add that it could go up.
Commissioner or the mayor, Carnival has had a history of violence. People have died during Carnival events, shot this morning. Does it ever come on the radar that either a permit won't be issued, details won't be put there because there have been a lot of violence over the years during Carnival?
I want to reiterate loud and clear that the event itself, the incredible organizers and the Caribbean community that comes together, this is a huge benefit for the city of Boston to have this event. The economic impact from visitors coming from all around the world. We have one of the largest celebrations, one of the longest running celebrations, and to associate any individual event with acts that might have happened that were nearby or unaffiliated with it, I think can reinforce some harmful perceptions in our community. And so I just want to be very forceful that I have been at Carnival every single year that I've possibly been able. We have walked in all sorts of weather together. We've danced down the street, and it is joyful. It is necessary for the city, and it's really a critical part of our social infrastructure here and community building. So that also means that we spend a great deal of time on all of the very large-scale major events that take place in the city, whether it is parades or festivals or sporting events or other traditions in the city. Boston Police is incredible. All 50 of these years, they have been part of it too. And today's event, Commissioner can fill in much more detail, obviously, requires and includes the participation of every single one of our Boston Police officers. They are all present, whether in and around the festivities and the parade route or out in the neighborhood, so that we have coverage of both. But there's very detailed planning that happens every single year to ensure that the infrastructure is there. And even as mentioned earlier, as we saw this morning, officers were just yards away, and so it was exactly as planned to be right there on scene, on hand, and they were immediately able to take those weapons off the street and even get folks into custody.
And to be clear, no,
We've been told that there's typically a sweep in the weeks leading up to this festival, and that didn't happen this year. Can you speak to that at all?
So I think people are making reference to Boston a long time ago when we had a lot more gang activity, a lot more violent crime, a lot more people that we didn't place where we try to stay very active on people who have warrants for violent crime, and we try to keep up to date with those. So those sweeps are an outdated thing that people, mention quite often, I hear. And the fact is that we are, particularly with our real-time crime center and the way we operate today, when we know we want people, we put it out on most wanted and things of that nature, and we go after those as much as we can. On another front, large-scale events, there's always, and this is not a collateral event because people were hurt, but the reality is anytime you have large numbers of people that come together, and I don't care what event it is, there are always collateral things that happen. In general, and our job is to be there to make sure that they don't in some ways, but more importantly so, to discourage people from acting in a way that's inappropriate. And so today we have a lot of people here. We expect the festival to begin fairly shortly, and I have no reason to believe that we're not prepared.
Commissioner, to be clear, anyone that was injured, they weren't part of the parade. They had nothing to do with those who were injured.
So I don't know who, the victims. That's a little further. But the point is, the festival, the parade, the people who are participating in the parade, they weren't a part of starting any issues that would relate to violence. Okay. The state police and many of our other partners are partners. Just that. I think the Franklin Park, this event is on them as well. They're participating as well, as they've always has, because we share some jurisdiction in the area.
Thanks, folks.
Yes.
Any more information we'll be putting out with the names of people arrested, and it'll come through our office. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, sorry. Ms. Schillingford wanted to add one more comment, so I think she should have the last word.
Yes, I just want to say I have gone to different carnivals all over, and for me, Boston Police is the finest that we have. And, I always say that because after going to different carnivals and having dealt with the different circumstances around carnival, I give kudos to my Boston Police, especially B3, because they are right there in our backyard when we are planning this event. And please, I do not want anyone to attach it. Now, sometimes the media have this fabulous job of attaching violence to different events. I remember there was a shooting down at the waterfront, and because it was carnival, they blame it on carnival, and that irritates me a lot. Please do not attach us to those things, because we are not that kind of people.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.